Remember Guyana is a channel that covers the history, current issues, and developments in Guyana. So if you find this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. The St. George's Cathedral isn't all that lofty as churches go, but at 143 feet tall and made entirely from wood, it stands majestically along an oval roundabout on Church Street and North Road. It is one of the most famous Guyanese architectural wonders, and in recognition of that, the St. George's Cathedral was gazetted as a national monument in April 2001. It is a white painted Gothic style structure with a Latin cross formation of nave and septs. Until 2003, it held the title of the tallest wooden church in the world, surpassed only by the 246 feet tall Peri Monastery in Romania. But where did it all start? The history of the Anglican Church in Guyana can be traced as far back as 1781, when Reverend William Baggs, chaplain to Sir George Rodney, came to Guyana. The Anglican Church was established in British Guyana around 1796, and services were held in a small courtroom in the Court of Policy building. By 1805, the church's members outgrew the small room. Appeals by Reverend William Gibbs and Lieutenant Governor Robert Nicholson led to the first chapel being built on the site of the present cathedral, even though the membership outgrew this structure over time. Given this, two plots of land were donated, including the land where St. George's School now stands. This church soon became too small for its increasing membership. The chapel was used for worship from 1810, and by June 1, 1811, it was completed. Several years later, the structure was extended, and plans began once again for a new church. However, it was found to be unsafe due to structural defects, which led to the new brick structure being demolished. The foundation stone for a second church was laid by Governor Henry Light on September 21, 1838. It was located approximately 12 meters or 40 feet west of the first church. The second cathedral was completed on June 26, 1842, and was consecrated by Bishop William Percy Austin, who named it St. George's Cathedral after King George. Bishop William Percy Austin was the first Anglican bishop of British Guyana. The second cathedral was a brick building and had a square tower located along the western end, which proved too heavy for its foundation. It was eventually demolished due to it being rendered unsafe, and the parish was relocated in 1877. Now let's talk about the physical structure of the current St. George's Cathedral building. The current St. George's Cathedral building, which is known as the tallest wooden building in the Western Hemisphere, stands at a towering 43.5 meters or 143 feet tall. It is not just world famous for its height, but also for the immense amount of detailing that went into not only the exterior, but also the interior of the building. The renowned English architect Arthur Blomfield was called upon to draw up the plans for the current structure. He was a prominent British architect known for his work on religious buildings. Initial planning was for a stone building with a central tower and two western towers, but the committee in charge of the new church argued against the use of stone. This was because both of its expense and its weight. Instead, they emphasized that the woods of the country were to be used. While work started on the cathedral in 1888, the foundation stone was laid on November 21, 1889. Blomfield kept largely to his original plans, including the central tower and his use of the Gothic style of architecture. But instead of stone, he built most of the church using greenheart wood from Guyana, with some of the roofing imported from the United States. Greenheart is one of the stiffest woods in the world, highly durable, rot resistant, and resistant to most insect attacks. One of the most impressive aspects of the St. George's Cathedral is its architectural design. The cathedral is an excellent example of the Gothic Revival architecture. Its interior features Gothic arches, flying buttresses, vaulted ceilings, clustered columns, intricate woodwork. Much of the church has gifts from people, communities, and countries. For example, the bishop's throne was gifted by Mistress Manjet to commemorate the bishop's jubilee. The eagle-shaped brass lectern was gifted by the Diocese of Barbados. The iron pulpit was gifted by the Howell Jones family, proprietors of the Houston Sugar Estate. The sedilia was donated by Chinese Christians. Other benefactors donated the Great East windows and other stained glass windows. Queen Victoria also showed her appreciation for the cathedral by donating the large chandelier that still hangs prominently in the cathedral. On August 24, 1892, the church, though incomplete, was open for worship. The cathedral was consecrated on November 8, 1894, and dedicated by Bishop William Proctor Swaby. Over the decades since its construction, the physical structure of the St. George's Cathedral experienced gradual deterioration. In 2017, the leadership of the cathedral decided that the church was overdue for repairs, but they didn't wish to modernize the structure. They had a vision of preserving its history, so they embarked on the St. George's Cathedral Restoration Plan. The plan was devised between the leadership of the church and the National Trust of Guyana. The purpose for the restoration was to ensure that as much thought went into the initial design of the building and to ensure that every detail is restored as before. During October 2020, the church was completely restored, which included the replacement of stained glass windows and boards, restoration of the north, south, and west walls, along with the surrounding lower roofs, repainting of the eastern walls, and upgrading the electrical and lighting. Following the completion of the restoration project, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Guyana and Suriname, Charles Davidson, stated that the project cost over $200 million. From the hand-carved moldings to the majestic stained glass windows, Gothic arches, clustered columns, flying buttresses, arched ceilings, and built-in musical organs with musical pipes, the cathedral is not just a sight to behold, it is also a national treasure, an example of architectural heritage. If you visit Georgetown, Guyana, don't miss the opportunity to explore the impressive St. George's Anglican Cathedral. This architectural gem, inaugurated in 1894 and designed by Sir Arthur Blomfield, is a national monument worthy of remembering as a symbol of Guyanese pride. Now, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that I can continue to post more interesting videos on the history of Guyana. Drop a comment to let me know what you think about the video or your ideas on what you want to see next. If you have any archived pictures or clip you wish for me to do a video on, please send them to rememberguyana@gmail.com. I will drop a video every Saturday, so tune in next Saturday for the next video. Thank you for watching.